Oxfam America has various long-term right-based programs in the Horn of Africa, HARO regional offices. These programs are designed to improve the lives and livelihoods of the poor people through introducing innovative programs which bring about lasting solutions to poverty and injustice. Water Program is one of the programs that Oxfam America is implementing in Ethiopia. This program aims to help smallholders, particularly women, achieving greater equitable access to and sustainable use and management of water resources in Ethiopia. The focus of the HARO Water Program is water for productive use for crops and livestock. HARO also upholds the primary right people have to access to potable water. The program focuses on providing a better understanding of the institutional bottlenecks, technological and infrastructure challenges, and at the community level organizational and social aspects of productive water development and use. The main program strategy is to promote co-investment as the basis for developing a new social contract between governments and communities that fosters smallholders' entrepreneurship.
Galoo isinii gala
waan politics neefi mariidhaaf murtii seeraa murattee murtiin teen hin mirkanoofti.
This documentary film focuses on the process of Water Program Annual Impact Reflection or AIR events. It presents the annual impact reflection process and shares the key learning of the program as discussed during the workshop. The first annual impact reflection of the Water Program was conducted from June 6 to 7, 2011, hosted by Center for Development Initiative, CDI. It was attended by 58 participants from 6 districts of Oromia National Regional State where the program is being implemented. The participants were composed of community representatives and traditional leaders, government line offices, community institution leaders, strategic partners, and other NGOs operating in the area. The AIR event themes were identified and endorsed by the Water Program Working Group at a meeting held in February 2011 following the Senegal Monitoring, Evaluation and Learning Workshop. This year's AIR event sought to elicit the key changes occurring in terms of progress towards impact in the different geographic and cultural areas of program intervention. In particular, the event reflected upon 3 main changes related to the long-term impact goal: change in equitable access to land and water for productive use, change in management structures facilitating water management, and change in co-investments. The AIR process facilitator, Mr. Alamayo Diro, carried out an individual assessment reviewing sample projects in Oromia region implemented from 2008 to 2010 to collect primary data on the key questions. This independent assessment was useful in identifying key opportunities for learning across regional zones prior to the meeting. After that, 2 consultative meetings were held by AIR Planning Team and the host organization Center for Development Initiatives agreed on the design of the event around inclusive processes for community members to create equal space. Prior to the event, the grant reports were organized and analyzed to further support preparations. The summarized data was presented to participants on the event, and partners received a simplified form of the organized data that allowed them to easily refer to their own documented evidence. The AIR process was designed with 4 distinct phases that were meant to create an equal space to look at evidence of change. In the first stage, the process emphasized the voice and perspectives of the community members in the process. Traditional greetings, blessings and ceremonies opened the space and ensured that the purpose of the meeting was well understood and agreed by all participants. Most of the participants were donned in traditional costumes. The event was conducted in the local Oromo language spoken by all participants in accordance with the local traditional way of facilitating discussion, which created equal space for all participants. The workshop was facilitated by traditional men and women leaders. The elderly decision-making facilitator is Abba Muti, and the other facilitators and opinion leaders are called Gortus. In the traditional Oromo Geda system, Abba Murti plays the role of facilitating debates, discussions, and also endorses decisions based on popular consensus. They also give summary of key points of agreement of the discussion and focus the spirit of the workshop to the thematic areas. Qortus, on the other hand, act as an opinion leader whose role is mainly to ignite wider discussion over debatable issues. The participants discussed on the ideas tabled by the Abba Murtis, and Qortus summarized key issues of the discussion for further analysis. The opening process started with news exchange, which is presented in culturally dramatized way, exchanging the situation of peace, rainfall, livestock and health of their community and neighborhood was a form of introduction that made everyone feel at ease.
Naga ambara boli tasu. Galu si gale.
Gara tola gala.
Angamnya masjid abang ke ini orang aja na. Me odun ode suang ke sajutile university. Oh.
Kodir orang aja, anami orang mana, bagang kita baule baule deh ama. Kodun te kodun bapna kaya. Aku misalnya tadi rakung kodun jurtiar ke les bona juga kabate. Karena aku naga kamna.
All workshop participants introduced themselves like this in the order of clan seniority to the plenary, stating their names, the localities they came from, and institutions they represent. This was followed by a welcome note by CDI's representative, Atomeiso Nebi. Atomeiso said, "We are really deeply thankful to those who selected CDI to host this special event that gave us all an opportunity to see what we are doing and how to improve it in the future." A keynote address was delivered by Ato Tesfaye Derrebe, the representative from Oromia National Regional State Water Resource, Mining and Energy Bureau, who reiterated the workshop would create a learning environment for all participants. He emphasized that this workshop would strengthen the partnership and cooperation among different stakeholders. This was immediately followed by a traditional coffee ceremony where the elders blessed the environment, the people, the crops, grass, livestock, and also prayed for peace to prevail all over the country. Next, the traditional leaders facilitated the agenda, setting an endorsement in a cultural way. In this community, it is customary to set agenda by asking the question Ma'a Kanabai, which means why is this gathering organized? The Abba Gaddisa, who is representing CDI and its constituency, was the right person to answer the question. The Abba Gaddisa invited the facilitator, Ato Alamayo Diro, to present the agenda and the deliverables of the two-day workshop.
One politics nefi marida wala marat mareni ni drama ni sababa bishan misomsinu sababa bishan jallisi da folchinu yokani lono basu da folchinu jijjiram ni jurumala ka fakatu amma tokko waji mariyan ni lama fa amma wanjireni fakatu tontan hiyada bishan irratti saatau lafarratti walqitte itti gargaaraman kun maal jechuudha akkamitti ni gale.
After his explanation, the participants and traditional leaders endorsed the agenda, emphasizing that the objective of the AIR workshop is learning, learning, learning. In the second stage, the participants from 6 Wareda or districts of Oromia National Regional State, namely Mio, Sawena, Shala, Arisinagale, Dugda and Bora were grouped based on the districts where they came from. This type of group discussion is culturally called Mago. The groups reflected upon changes that occurred in the life of the community since 2008 as a result of the water program and level of stakeholders, partnership and cooperation. They also discussed their vision for the future.
Jiru gaari gomma nagara gababitan mana kenyatarra wanti sambitan mana nu habara kadura bishalon dugan namillen sunun dugan kawayami tanullen sun kanu debisne sagale dabanullen isu kadebe jirenil medaba ullen sun am jijirami ko fejenna bishan kulkullo duguf bishan keetu iju akamina ko kullefa mifrejin nurabde
bishan jallisiitin baay'ee itti fayyadamne akkaataa itti fayyadama bishan jallisiitin nuti jallisii bolla lafa jalaa qonnee hanga meetira 9titti bishan baafne paampii irra goonee harkifneet lafa keenya kan qonnaa qopheeffanneet oomisha kuduraa fi muduraalee adda addaa naamnee waadhanneet itti fayyadamaa jirra.
They continued the group discussion, reflecting on their familiarity with concept of co-investment, equitable access to land and water, as well as institutional water management. This process helped participants to attain shared understanding on the water program concepts.
namni hundi achi qabu warra achi qabu sani dambi mata aadaa irratti lafa qarxii tokko hanga ammaatitti olii jijjiiree isaasan qotataa irratti fayyadamaa jira.
During the group discussion, the participants concentrate on challenges and success stories on land ownership and water use, gender issues, health, community participation, and change in life because of the water program and partnership. Abamurti blessed the plenary discussion to be fruitful and opened the stage for the groups to do their presentation. Having discussed on the thematic issues, they came to the plenary with confidence and high level of openness. Each group extensively analyzed its experience along the issues and presented to the audiences.
bishaan kan irratti hirmaatanu
sababan fakkeenyaaf inni jiru adda addaatiin qaamoleen adda addaa mootummaaleen asumit mootummaaleen wal qabatanii maddoon bishaanii jiru akka duraanyaa goggoota lamaan darban jirurra amma fooyyee qaba.
2000 jalqabee hanga har'aatti lagni ergadee hidhamee bishaan argatanii horiin isaanii dhiyootti bishaan argachuu jalqabee dubartiin isaanii bishaan dhiyootti argachuu jalqabanii amma erga hidhaan sun hidhamee uummanni horii jala godaanuu dhiiseeti gara qonnaatti qonna babal'isuu irratti nyaataan of danda'uu irratti ka'anii
bishaan dabsinee yoo jenneetiin jennu jiruu keenya jijjiiruu dandeenya bu'aa irraa argachuu dandeenya waggaatti yeroo 2 sanii ol oomishnee jiruu keenya fooyyessuu dandeenya.
Critical issues emerged during the discussion. More attention to women participation in land ownership and water use and management, fair and equitable irrigable land access, building technical capacity and skills of farmers on agronomy, irrigation water management, and leadership had also come out as important area of consideration. The need for more investment on potable water, particularly in dry pastureless areas like Borana, where value for water is extremely high and yet strong traditional institution for efficient and effective water management has existed. Awareness creating activities should be made on the potential for irrigation to produce high-value crops, vegetables and fruits. Lack of reliable and predictable market for smallholder farmers products needs attention. It was also emphasized that concern for environment in terms of catchment treatment to sustain water sources and adaptation to climate change and variability should also be adequately addressed. Participants came into convergence by highlighting the direction for improvement of the program and presented recommendations.
Murtiin seeraan baate muramte, qoraa murtiin qaagee muramte, jalqabaa muramte, xumuraa miti muramte, karooratti qabeeraa muramte, yaa'ii milkaa'inaatii muramte, ka kormaatii muramte, ka dubartiitii muramte, ka gadaatii muramte, haadha arsitu teessiseeraa muramte, hangamni Oromoo muramte, waggaa lammaffaa eessatti ka'aa gaaddisa booraninaa kennaa muramte, isii qoraan naannaa muramte, murtii muramte waayyuun hin goodaa qori.
Akka itti qotadhu, akka itti bocadhu, akka laga kiyya itti hidhadhee bisaan kaleessa badee narraa ba'ee badusani ittisee itti fayyadamaa ummata barsiisaa ummata qaroo godhaa hin qaroonfadhaa jedhee itti mari'atee mariin suni marii seeraati. Haganaa achi beelaan himadhuu kadhaan himadhuu hojjadhee bulaa hojjadhee guddadhaa ilma guddinnaa uumadhaa ilma kiyya argisiisaa murtii san sii goodeera irraan sochootu namni murtii kana dhidhise ambummaan isaatu hin laalamaa hin gaafatamaa murtii seeraa murattee murtiin teenne hin mirkanoofti mirkaneessuu isii harkaan qabdeerta itti walii galteerta muree bu'ee sii goode kennat.
The key recommendations for improvement were attention to women's access to land, water use and management, building technical capacity and skills of farmers on agronomy, irrigation, water management and leadership, need for more investment on potable water, particularly in dry pastoralist areas like Borana, awareness creating for high-value crops production, access to market for smallholder farmers' products, and pay attention to water conservation and adaptation to climate change. After the sharing of lessons learned, participants watched documentary films, banners and pictures produced by SEDA, CDI, RCWDO and AFD that showed the impact of the water program on the lives of the primary change agents, especially women. The next event host would be decided on the current meeting. Accordingly, the host CDI handed over the Boku, a cultural sign of leadership, to Action for Development AFD. AFD took the responsibility of organizing the second air event next year at Mio Borana. Finally, all came around a campfire to share a closing meal in celebration of the successful air event and as a commitment to work towards the proposed improvement plan. Those who contributed to the success of this air event were acknowledged. As part of ritual symbolizing expression of commitment, sheep was slaughtered and drink made of fresh honey was served. This is how participants expressed their feelings about the air process.
This workshop was designed in a traditional way. We have designed the air, bringing in the traditional culture. So the facilitation even was led by the cultural traditional leaders. So the traditional leaders give opportunity, equal opportunity for representative from government, NGOs, and also from community.
Ani jireenya kiyyaatitti isa tokkoffaadha. Tokko Oromtichi akka seera isaatiin taa'ee lallabee uumaa isaatiin alangee isaatiin kan qabu qabee kan murteessu murteessee taraa walii kennee taraa qabu kanaan immoo ati dubbadhu ati haasayi dogongorri eessa jira hanqinni eessa jira wannumtuu namuusa fi seeran geggeeffamuu isaati.
Yoo abbaan gadaa waan akkanaadhaan nullees akkasuma nuugal.
The air has been nice in a way that has been organized in traditional way that involves traditional leaders who were facilitating the session more than the professional facilitators, and it has been a session in which the community voice has been aired up.
The meeting was really better than the professional facilitators because the elders know how to really manage different ideas, how to really summarize the disputes, the agreed points, and make decision on key areas where the communities do have differences. And they also had a very nice proposal for improvement.
Waaqina gayo warran nu gayar nu wargas gize ibile waltanu devisu galatoma
Negara.